Just want to journal today's trade. Today was July 13th. First, I want to say that I did try to take some longs here up to these highs off the new week opening gap. I thought that we'd dive into this daily wick. This would be our open. We'd come into this wick a little bit and then proceed to explode higher. But we didn't get that. We ended up getting a huge down close today. Why is this so... Oh my god. I don't know why it's not... So I just wanted to see like this and then higher prices. Instead, I think we're coming down into this OTE of the range. Kind of has this perfect alignment right over here before we continue higher. And we could go lower than this, honestly, but we'll see. Anyways, I was bullish today. I was wrong, but on these 1 minute trades, I was just trying to use this to frame something higher, and then ended up getting swept out. So I had my stop over here, and then got swept out, and then continued longer. Even without this sweep, I think I would have lost on this trade because I kind of had this arrogance, like it was gonna go higher, and I was walked away from my laptop. So I don't think I would have closed here. I think I probably would have held literally to here, and then realized, like I would have went into drawdown and been like, oh my god. But at that time, I was already felt my emotions kicking in on this price run, and I was like, okay, it's not gonna retrace too deep. And then like found some random ass OT from this low to this high. It just didn't even make sense off this order block, and was like, it's gonna tap this and continue higher, and it never did that. It just went lower. And I moved my stop mid-trade, horrible, and then proceeded to go up slightly, but then come back down and get me here. So got me here, and then which made me actually miss the trade that was actually going and was a good trade, which is the OTE of this opening. Was inverted at 48, 49. Tapped in, big candle over an old first FEG, new FEG, tap in. Could have just been a continuation move. It was beautiful. Still want to see price come back into here, mainly because before open, this, or at open with this low, I thought we were gonna continue higher. I already had this FEG kind of marked out that I really liked just for continuation purposes, which aligned with the midpoint, and then this first FEG aligned with OTE. So I thought that we were tapping in and we were going to continue into this before lower prices, but it's never that clean, and gotta get used to not trying to have too much anticipation on trades and to listen to what the market's saying. Um, but yeah, so that was that. So I was kind of aiming for this today. That's what I wanted to see. That wasn't happening. So I'll delete that for now because this is still something. And I'm using this breaker as a breaker block for once we move above it. This candle will be nice to, I think, come back into and use that to go grab these highs. Just as a little stepping stool. So this was today. Open, first FEG, come down, tap the midpoint of this ginormous range. I'm gonna go to a 15-minute. So this range is the OTE that I was aiming for now, which has this 15-minute OTE. And we opened, and the midpoint of this range was tapped at open, formed equal lows, and that's what took us above here. And then we proceeded lower to what I believe is this TP. So this is where I will be looking for long positions to head back to these highs. We'll see if I can land them, knowing, this is here is one story and actually landing is completely different. But we'll go to the 1 minute. So this is kind of one trade I took before I kind of realized all this, because I knew the 15 was there, but I actually didn't even see that this line had, we'd bounce. I still was bullish here, and I wanted this to kind of us to take some lows here like this, and then kind of leave this low and just go up. So I was using half the range today, which we tapped in exactly at 49, 48, which is what we like to see. Then I saw this bullish candle form at 49, and then that's where I entered. Kind of like right after that it closed. This was moving up a little bit, and then boom, came down to smack me instantly, because I had just put my stop under this low. I liked the way these got respected, and I wanted to see bullish momentum go higher, so I just kept a tight stop. So I could delete this 0.5, and then this sweep of this low. So I was waiting for a sweep in this move. I just didn't want it to sweep everything, and I just thought this was a perfect spot, and then this would stay untouched, and I was wrong. And my aim was here, but I don't know if I was gonna hold all of that for 240. So a good trade that happened today was the OTE of this range had been inverted. Then we tap back in at 110 exactly. And beautiful end of the macro. So this is something that was missed that could have been trade. And then just to this low, but 111 is good enough. But yeah, so that was the trades today, and now I'm just waiting for this area to get touched and see what happens, if there's some consolidation. But we'll see. I'm gonna be more patient instead of just getting in right away like this, and we'll see. We'll wait for a sweep and then an OTE. So that's kind of the plan, is for it to touch into that, and then I want to see some type of consolidation and a sweep of some lows into an OTE. Where, like, for example, this would be lower, and then there'd be some higher lows, and then we'd sweep some of those lows and crack an OTE, but leave this protected low. Or something similar to this, where we just sweep, head out, and then come back to an OTE, but instead of this inverting, we actually head out. So that's kind of my plan for this. And yeah, I'm gonna just be patient, and no more than 2 losses, $250. And today, well, last night I kind of crashed out. I was excited, new account. I don't know if I'd call it a crash out, but this play was crash out level for sure. And I think I was just because I was upset that I got stopped out here, and then just proceeded to, you know, it ran from 876 to so almost 200 handles without me. So I was just like, bro, really? So then I just didn't want to miss the whole move, so I got in here, which was just stupid. Tap back into the middle of the new week opening gap, and down we went. But yeah, so that's the trade on July 13th.